Well, this is just me sharing my thoughts on what it's like working a typical 9 to 5 job. And it's just absolutely soul crushing. Working 8 hours a day at a job that you don't like, dealing with people, customers that you don't like. It's just difficult. And I've only been doing it for just over a year now, and I just find it absolutely soul crushing. I mean, that's the best term that I can use to define what it's like. And I haven't been doing it for very long, but I got another 30 to 40 years to look forward to of working at. And there's people in my industry, it's very customer service based. I'm not going to say what it is just yet, but it's very, for the most part, dealing with people are fine. It's just the few people that are assholes that just make me cringe internally. And the big thing I find, well, everybody says about the 9 to 5, pay's not very good. The pay is fine for what I'm doing. It's more about the time. Like, I'm spending 8 hours a day away from home doing stuff that I don't like. And I don't think people were designed to live that way. Like, wake up, go to work, come back home, have just a little bit of time for whatever you want, then go to bed and wake up and do the whole same song and dance over and over again for pretty much your entire life. It just fucking sucks. And I mean, it just kind of compounds itself onto each other. Obviously, when you're starting a new job, you try and look on the positive side of things, and then slowly over time, the negatives just kind of creep up and become more prominent as time goes on. Then you just eventually feel ho-hum about your job, then more time goes on, and it's like where you start to dislike it. Like, I, for the life of me, can't envision myself doing this stuff for my entire life. And the other part about it is that soul crushing is, I mean, obviously when we're kids, we all have these hopes and dreams and stuff like that. I mean, mine's very standard. It was becoming a rich and famous musician. And, I'm 27, I'm going to be going on 28. And obviously that's never going to happen. I have a separate channel where I, share some of my music, and it gets a few hundred views here and there. But obviously, I'll never be famous, especially with the genre that I'm centered around in. So I mean, taking all that huge chunk of time away from what you really care about. Like I said, it's just absolutely soul crushing. I mean, I don't expect, people. I mean, when you're playing around with music, it's not something that society needs. It's just a want. It's not something that you have to do in order to be able to function, especially in the whole of society and how it relates to other people. Like, I get that. So, but I mean, it just sucks having to spend all that time away from what you really care about, working a job, just to keep this blue and green ball going around the sun over and over again. It's really tiring. And I mean, there's other things that go into it. Me being a young male, it just seems hard to get respect, especially in the profession that I'm working in. Yeah, I mean, dealing with customers, that's a thing that's a big pain to deal with. I mean, most people are fine. Some, are actually quite nice and you get along with quite well, but then every once in a while there's just some fucking asshole that you have to deal with, and just raises your blood pressure up, and just like I don't know how people can deal with some people like that, where they have to do a lot of de-escalation, and that's just something I've never been good at, is de-escalating. And I don't know if it's trauma from issues I had growing up with my with my alcoholic dad, but getting yelled at all the time. And whenever I have a client that expresses just even the littlest bit of aggression, my blood pressure just raises through the roof and I can't really think properly. And it's one of the things I really dislike about myself. And it's just a struggle to get through. Yeah, just working a 9 to 5. That's the life. And these are just me sharing my thoughts. I'll probably be posting a few more videos and just giving my thoughts on different topics. Anyways, that's pretty much it. All right. See you around.